Okay, a couple of things that I have invested in in purchased for improving my videos. First of all, you're hearing this using the built-in microphone on my Canon camera, which I'll show you as well. But I'll have to get my phone out to set it up to show. But you can get started on video without using a lot of money to get yourself started. And I'll go into that more later, but for right now, I just ordered up a lighting kit which will help improve the light quality when I'm shooting indoors because my house is not very bright, and you just basically need to bring I just basically need to bring up the base light level, not to get thematic or cinematic or anything of that nature, but more to just bring the light level up so that I can reduce the chroma noise that this camera tends to produce. But first thing I did was I ordered up a microphone, an external microphone, as this camera has the ability to accept one. So I purchased this little pouch, which inside is a lavalier mic. And you've noticed there's been an improvement with that. And it's wired, but it was $35 on Amazon, and it does the job. And it'll than anything, it'll improve the sound that you hear. And now we should hear what is an improvement. If your camera has manual autofocus or level, make sure that you check it so that it doesn't peak as high as it could. And this, I think it might be defaulting back to when I have it turned off. Let's see. Will that work? That should be, because what you want to do is to keep your levels at around 0 dB, because that'll help reduce the distortion that you may hear. Anyway, what you see here in this box is from a company called Great Video Maker, or GVM. It's light kit. Picked it up off of B&H, brand new, for $170, and it's a 2-light 10 by 10 panel kit. Now I'll show an unboxing here. There's going to be a slight delay. If you may notice a slight color temperature difference coming in from the windows, that's because I started to tape this and then I ran out of memory card thinking I had moved everything and deleted. I hadn't. So I ran out of room and had to transfer all the footage over and clean out the card. And so it took a little while. And so that was late morning, and it's now after 2. So the color temperature is a little different coming in the windows. Anyway, as I was was in the middle of showing, got a new light. And I'm going to take this off the tripod and kind of show you what I'm talking about. I bought a 10 by 10 panel LED light kit is called bicolor, and that all that really simply means is 2 rows of LEDs. One row is cool white or daylight, and another row is warm white or closer to tungsten. It's the difference in the phosphor that is used within the LEDs. So they're alternating between cool white or daylight and warm white. And it's the mixture of the two that allows you to vary between daylight or tungsten, as well as a dimmer switch, which only works from 10% up to 99%. But anyway, I'm going to show you the light and show you what it is capable of. Right now, I've got it bouncing kind of off the ceiling, off the wall. It's at a roughly 45-degree angle shooting up. I'm going to try it again just by there, straight up. Now this is off of a green painted ceiling. It'll be better when it's on a white painted ceiling. But as you can see, it seems to have raised the light level. Now when I bring up the light level, which is, oh, that is full bright. There we go. That's full bright. The light that I purchased is the GVM 650 or 560AS. It is what they call bicolor, as you can see. Let me turn it down. There, you can see that it's alternating between bright white and warm white. And the two together gives you that. And as you look over, it's there. As you can see, that's almost identical in color temperature to what's shining up from my pole lamp. As you can see, they're running at about 2700 K, which isn't quite as warm as it's either 2700 or 3000. I think it's 2700 Kelvin, which is very close to what an incandescent lamp would actually produce, but at a much lower temperature or wattage. And that's what I bought, and the kit owns 2 of them. Just move this a little bit out of the way. This is the other stand. It comes in this bag. And here's the other light, which I will one thing I will probably order up, and I'll see if Fred Meyer has it, is the Velcro straps that I can use to hang this off of. But as you can see, it has 2 knobs. This is for 2300 and for 6500, and this is the variable for the dimmer. This is for Wi-Fi reset. Now I can go into the website and get an app for my phone, which supposedly some people say it's been a problem, and others have seemed to have gotten it to use. But if you notice here and here, it can take batteries, which is quite nice. They use a form of the Sony BP batteries, I think. Utilize the it's based on a Sony battery, and you can get, and they make generics, and you can get for this kit. I can order the 4 chargers and 8 batteries for about $100. So that would be something to look into for this, and that battery style is used commonly in most of these kind of light kits. Anyway, that's the light, and as you can see, and I'll show you in a few. Oh, the other thing is I can put this so that it goes this way, so that we have more of a use this way, and I think it's going to be a pretty good light, and the back is made out of extruded aluminum. This part is plastic, but the rest of it is, and the ends are, looks like they're aluminum or plastic. Either way, oh, it also has an LED, which switches back and forth depending on which one I'm turning. So that's another way to up your game when it comes to YouTube videos, is bring your light level up as much as you know, base level up, because good lighting, good video quality will make a big difference in whether people will continue to watch your videos or not. Also, having a good external mic, assuming, of course, your camera can accept one. Many of these camcorders, like the Canon that I'm using right now, don't offer that option, but this one does, and many of your phones do. You just need to take for many of the cameras that are out there, you have a switch, which right here on the end, it will say phone on one side and camera on the other side of the switch. So when I go to plug this into my phone, I have to switch it to phone. It changes the impedance and I think gain, so it'll work with the phones, because those are a combination of mic jack and headphone jack. And this one has the sound canceling, which is really nice if I'm shooting outside. So, and you have to have this on in order to get the gain necessary to, because it runs off a battery, so it powers its own battery. It's self-powered, so you don't need to use a device that requires to power it. Otherwise, I get nothing out of it. But yeah, this is the light kit, and it was, like I said, it was $170 through B&H. So let me get back here and I'll show you what I mean by the difference between light level and not light level. Light on, Light off. Light on. Light off. All right. This is a test of the lights. As you can see by yesterday's example, there was just one light up and bouncing off the ceiling. It barely made a difference, and the difference, if you look carefully, will be in the detail in the case when it was open. It was subtle, but it was there, and that makes a difference. A bit of a difference, not a lot of difference, but a difference. And if you look carefully at the speaker, you can see there's a little more detail of light hitting that. Not so much from these, but from the fact that the sun is actually out. It wasn't out yesterday, so there's a difference in daylight coming in through the window. Now if I and that was what I was aiming for, is getting the base light level up, some of it direct, some of it indirect, to help augment the fact that this room is not a very bright room. Let me turn off this direct light and you should be able to see a difference. Oh yeah. Now if I want to, I can bring the light level down to its lowest point. And as you can see, it's still noticeable that it's being lit, but it looks a lot better than it did when you turn it off. You can see a bit of the detail in the shadow that's right here, and what little light is being spilled onto it from the lamp. Whoa! But a lot of it, it's the fact the sun is out, makes a difference. It's not really making much of a difference. Yeah, you can see there's a subtlety. I thought I'd mention also, the reason I chose these LED panels is, for one thing, I can plug them into outlets and not have to worry about overloading them like you do for halogen. Particularly quartz halogen lamps that are 150, 200 watts, 300 watts per bulb. They can overpower, and so you need to know, if you know how to, your Ohm's law, you can figure out what a circuit is supports. especially in older buildings where you might have 15 amp being the best you can get without going to, say, your stove or your stove or your dryer or something like that. Whereas in my house, I have 240, 200 amp. So it's up to date. It's up to code, which is what everybody recommends when you update your electrical wiring. So I don't have that kind of problem, but even there, it depends on how distributed out the circuit is, how many lights are running, and if you're running LED, you're probably running at best maybe 15 watts per bulb. And I forget what these are. According to this, its input is 100 to 100 to 240 volts, 56, 60 hertz, 2 amp max. Output's 15 volts at 3 amp. So the load on electrical outlets is not going to be as great using these as they would be if I were using the quartz halogen. I'm going to show you something that will make it a lot easier when you get ready to store your lights and put them back in the case. And that is those. These are made by Velcro, and they're made to permanently attach to your to remain on your cables, at the same time allow you to wrap your cables so that you can keep things corralled when they're in the case. And you pull this through just like that, and you can put it around your cable. Just like that. Just like that. And I can put a black one on, and I can put that on this cable here. Just like that. And that way, when I get ready to unplug this light, I can corral everything away. And there you have it. A way to corral your cables. And since this comes apart, I can take this separately if I want to. Basically all I'm doing is folding up at the folds where they were originally folded upon shipment. There, as you can see, just like that. Anyway, they weren't expensive. They were $8, $7. So, very well worthwhile to keep cables and things corralled while you are in between using them. So anyway, I'm going to put this away and we'll have it ready to go for the next time. Okay, here's how it all looks stored in the case. Yes, the 2 tripods, the power supplies, and the breakout, the little 3-prong triple plug unit which I found in my stash, and the lights. Anyway, that's how it all goes together, and having the Velcro holding these together makes it a lot easier to keep things corralled when it's in storage. Just briefly before I put the camera away, that's the new tripod that I picked up the other day. Actually, I think last weekend. Anyway, it's a video tripod. It does have the panhandle off to the side, as you can see. That's the old Targus unit. I paid, actually my mom paid, I think $10 for it at Big Lots for about 15 years ago. 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. That's what I'm thinking, if I recall right. Anyway, it was never the smoothest panning tripod, and it's gotten worse over the years. And the crank handle, which is right there on the other side, is a twist lock that tightens down onto the collar so that when it extends, it holds it in place. Well, that threaded collar has completely broken off now, so it doesn't really hold anymore. And this leg that I'm showing is also missing the cap. And I'm really surprised that the plastic clamps that hold the legs in place haven't broken already. But they are starting to discolor a little bit from just the exposure to the sun. Anyway, I have 2 now, and I can mount this one with the mount for the holder for the cell phone, but I can also use it for the Nikon digital camera as well, and I've used it for that for years. So I've got 2 tripods that I can use for video, and one of which I can use for taking still photos. So anyway, there you are. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified. It'll do this channel a world of good, and I'll see you on the next one.